Good afternoon and welcome to the JHach Sports Radio Network for today's coverage of Major League Baseball. As the Boston Red Sox traveled to Minneapolis, Minnesota to Target Field for today's game versus the Minnesota Twins. That's coming up next on the JHach Sports Radio Network. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have going on for you tonight as the 57-45 Red Sox take on the 50-52 Minnesota Twins here in Minneapolis. I am your commentator, Jordan Hashey, and tonight, guys, we have a good matchup. The Red Sox coming into town on a winning streak after taking the final two in a series against the Royals. The Red Sox will send Michael Wacha, fresh off the trade block, coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals in exchange for Clay Buchholz to the mound against Ervin Santana of the Twins. You see Ervin Santana there, 11-3 with a 3.53 ERA. Wacha with a 7-6 record is a 4.19 ERA. And John Farrell's squad looking a little different today due to injuries and guys needing rest. Jackie Bradley Jr., Brendan Moss, Dustin Pedroia, Yoan Moncada, Justin Morneau, Alan Craig, Brock Holt, Will Middlebrooks, and the new catcher coming over from the Oakland Athletics, Stephen Vogt, taking the spot of Christian Vasquez, who is in the trade to Oakland. And you see Ervin Santana's numbers right there, 11-3 with a 3.53 ERA, 21st appearance, 124 hits against him, 103 strikeouts, 242 walks. Let's get going. One out in the top of the first inning. We get a 2-1 count to the number 2 hitter, Brandon Moss. And he hits that one deep. That one is going back towards the left field wall. It's got a chance, and it is gone. We got a problem, Houston. As that one went that one was skyrocketed out. And the Red Sox take a early 1-0 lead. Second batter of the game is a home run. That'll give the Red Sox an early 1-0 lead and put a little less pressure on the pitching going into the bottom of the first inning. But first, before Dustin Pedroia comes up to bat, let's take a look at a replay of that solo shot from Brandon Moss that just barely made it over the wall. As you can see, it was right down the middle. Santana left the fastball over the plate and right down the middle, and Brandon Moss went the opposite way with it, hitting it over the fence and getting a home run. Now let's check out the Minnesota Twins with new manager Arnie Baylor, former Red Sox first base coach, now manager. Eduardo Nunez, Andre Ethier, Joe Mauer, Oswaldo Arcia, Josmil Pinto, Brian Dozier, Trevor Plouffe, Hedges, and some other person that went too fast. Michael Wacha at 7-6 with a 4.19 ERA in 20 games, 122 in a third innings, 114 strikeouts, 248 walks for the young pitcher, former NLCS MVP right here. Bottom of the first inning, 1-2-3 as Joe Mauer flies out to Alan Craig out in left field. Walks through the first with no damage against him. And we will now move on to the bottom of the second inning with a 3-2 count against Brian Dozier. And Dozier is going to take a walk. That will be the first walk of the game. For Wacha, he does walk a lot of people. He does Waka. He walks a lot of people. That's his 49th of the year. Now back is Trevor Plouffe, and he's going to put one by the dive of Dustin Pedroia into right field for a base hit. Dozier will move up to second base, and now it's 2 on and only 2 outs. 0-2 count to Eduardo Nunez, and he's going to put it a line drive to the second baseman Pedroia, and that will end the inning. Twins leave 2 on, and the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead still. Stephen Vogt in his first appearance as a member of the Red Sox hits one up the middle into center field, base hit. And the reason the Red Sox picked him up was because of the fact that he is an offensive catcher with great defensive capabilities. We had 2 catchers in Christian Vasquez and Blake Swihart, who were not both. They were one of each. Blake Swihart is a great offensive catcher. Christian Vasquez, a better defensive catcher. So we went out and got one that was the best of both worlds. Now Brandon Moss back up again with a 3-2 count and nobody out, 2 on. And Ervin Santana already at 36 pitches here in the top of the third inning with nobody out. On the ground to shortstop, 6-4-3 double play. And that one ends any chance of a Red Sox rally, as a 3-2 count to Dustin Pedroia results in a ground ball over to the second baseman Brian Dozier. One second baseman grounds out to the other, and that will end the inning. Red Sox get nothing, and they leave a runner on third. Now Michael Wacha back on the mound. Oswaldo Arcia going deep towards the right field bleachers, and it's gone. A solo shot that was crushed out of here. No doubt shot. Takes the game and ties it back up at 1. Michael Wacha leaves an off-speed pitch over the zone, and Arcia just crushes it. Home run for Oswaldo Arcia puts the game back at a standstill at 1-1. Now here is Josmil Pinto, and Pinto is striking out on a fastball up in the zone. Couldn't catch up to it, and it's by him. Already in the glove before the barrel even gets through the zone. And that just shows the power that Michael Wacha has. Now with an 0-2 count on him, Eduardo Nunez has a runner on first. He will swing and miss at a fastball up in the zone. And Wacha has 2 strikeouts in this inning. Wow, it looks like a fastball on that pitch, and it was just blown by Eduardo Nunez for the strikeout for Wacha. Now 2-2 with the same runner on. Over to Middlebrooks at third, on to second, the 4, the 3. They got it. A 5-4-3 double play around the horn. Middlebrooks starts it, and that ends the inning. Game is still tied 1-1 as we go into the top of the 6th inning. Now in the top of the 6th inning, a 2-2 count to Dustin Pedroia results in a hit to the gap. It's going all the way to the wall. Pedroia around first. Moss heading around third. The right fielder has trouble with it. He's going to third. Brandon Moss will score. And Pedroia has got himself an RBI triple, putting the Red Sox back on top, 2-1. Moss comes around all the way from first base as a result of the error by the right fielder, who could not pick the ball up. And Pedroia gets the triple. Believe that is Oswaldo Arcia out there in right as Yoan Moncada comes out of the plate and puts one on the ground to Dozier, who airmails it, and it goes into the Minnesota dugout. That will result in a run that should have been the final out of the inning, and the Red Sox now lead 3-1. Michael Wacha, 3-2 count to looks like Eduardo Nunez again, and that is on the ground to Holt, who goes down to first as we check out Wacha's pitching line. He's got a 5 1/3 innings so far with a couple strikeouts and of course the home run as he walks Joe Mauer. Now Oswaldo Arcia, who's already homered once in this game, we better just put him on base, walk him with a 3-2 count. Don't want to risk putting anything over the zone he can crush. Josmil Pinto, 1-2 count on him, 2 runners on. Strike 3 by him. Michael Wacha gets out of the jam, and the game remains 3-1. You are listening to the JHach Sports Radio Network. We're here in Minneapolis, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. Now we are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Glenn Perkins, the former Twin, on the mound here to close the game out with two-run lead. It is a save opportunity as he strikes out the first batter. Josmil Pinto, a 1-2 count. He is hit deep to center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. tracking it down, and he will make the catch. And the Twins are down to their final out tonight. Brian Dozier is that final out, and he hits that one into left field by the glove of Alan Craig. And Dozier is going to get up to second base on the error by Alan Craig, as the Twins have the tying run in the plate in the form of Trevor Plouffe, as Dozier gets to second on the E7. 1-1 count to Plouffe is hit in the air to about medium deep center. Bradley is camping out under it, and he will make the catch. And the Red Sox take this one in Minneapolis, sending the crowd home disappointed tonight. 3-1 is your final score. Michael Wacha gets the win. Irvin Santana gets the loss. And Glenn Perkins picks up his 23rd save of the season. Red Sox come into Minneapolis and take down the Twins with their bench unit pretty much. due to injury with Mookie Betts, Hanley Ramirez needing a day off, Xander Bogaerts needed a day off, along with... Nope, that was just it. That was it. So, for all my colleagues here at the JHach Sports Radio Network, I have been Jordan Hashey. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Red Sox franchise. If you did, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.